Hey there! Do you ever wake up in the morning feeling like you're just not quite ready to take on the day? Maybe your energy's a little low, or you're rushing through breakfast because you're not sure what to make that's quick, healthy, and actually tastes good. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. As we get into our 60s and beyond, our bodies change, and what we eat first thing in the morning can make a huge difference in how we feel. For the rest of the day, a good breakfast isn't just about filling your stomach, it's about giving your body the nutrients it needs to keep you sharp, energized, and feeling your best. Today, I'm so excited to share some easy and healthy breakfast ideas that are perfect for anyone over 60. These are simple recipes and tips designed to fit into your life, whether you're super busy or just want something that's quick to whip up without a lot of fuss. In this video, we're going to walk through 5 delicious and nutritious breakfast ideas that are tailored to support your health as you age. These meals are packed with nutrients to keep your heart strong, your mind clear, and your energy steady. Plus, they're easy to make, even if you're not a master chef. We'll talk about why breakfast matters so much, share some practical recipes, and throw in a few tips to make your mornings a little brighter. So, grab a cup of coffee or tea, get comfortable, and let's dive into the first breakfast idea that's going to make your mornings both healthy and happy. Let's start with something that's a classic, but with a twist: oatmeal done right. Now, I know what you might be thinking: oatmeal sounds boring, or maybe it reminds you of that bland stuff you had as a kid. But hear me out, because this isn't your grandmother's oatmeal. Oatmeal is one of the best breakfasts you can have as you get older, and here's why. It's loaded with fiber, which is fantastic for keeping your digestion on track and your cholesterol in check. That's super important for heart health, especially after 60. Plus, oats are a slow-burning carb, which means they give you steady energy without spiking your blood sugar. But the key is to make it tasty and nutrient-packed, so you actually look forward to eating it. Here's how to make what I call a power oatmeal bowl. Start with a half cup of rolled oats. Those are the ones that look a little flatter and cook faster than steel-cut oats. You can make them on the stovetop with water or milk, or even pop them in the microwave if you're short on time. Use about a cup of liquid for that half cup of oats and cook until it's nice and creamy. Now, here's where the magic happens. Instead of just adding sugar, let's load it up with healthy toppings. Toss in a handful of fresh or frozen berries. Blueberries, strawberries, or raspberries are great because they're packed with antioxidants that help fight inflammation and keep your brain sharp. Then, sprinkle in a tablespoon of chia seeds or ground flax seeds. These little seeds are like superheroes for your body. They've got omega-3 south for your heart and more fiber to keep things moving smoothly. To make it even better, add a small handful of chopped nuts like almonds or walnuts for a bit of crunch and healthy fats that are good for your brain. If you like it a little sweet, drizzle just a teaspoon of honey or pure maple syrup, not too much, because we want to keep the sugar low. And if you're feeling fancy, a dash of cinnamon or a tiny splash of vanilla extract can make it taste like dessert. This bowl takes maybe 10 minutes to make, and it's so satisfying. You'll feel full for hours, and your body will thank you for all those nutrients. If you're worried about portion sizes, a small bowl like this is perfect for most people, but you can adjust it to what feels right for you. The best part? You can prep a few servings of dry oats and toppings in little containers ahead of time, so your breakfast is ready to go on busy mornings. Now, let's move on to our second breakfast idea, which is perfect if you're someone who loves a bit of protein to start your day. We're talking about a simple Greek yogurt parfait that's as delicious as it is good for you. Greek yogurt is a fantastic choice for seniors because it's high in protein, which helps maintain muscle strength, something we all need to stay active and independent. It's also got probiotics, which are great for your gut health, and calcium for strong bones. But not all yogurt is created equal, so let's make sure you're picking the right kind and turning it into a breakfast that feels like a treat. Here's how to build the perfect Greek yogurt parfait. Start with about 3/4 of a cup of plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt. The plain part is important because flavored yogurts are often loaded with added sugar, which can mess with your blood sugar and energy levels. If you're not sure which brand to pick, look for one that's full fat or low fat, depending on your dietary needs. and check that it has live active cultures for those gut-friendly probiotics. Scoop your yogurt into a bowl or even a pretty glass if you want to feel a little fancy. Then, layer in some fresh fruit-sliced peaches, bananas, or those antioxidant-rich berries we talked about earlier. A half cup of fruit is plenty to add natural sweetness and vitamins. Next, add a little crunch with a couple of tablespoons of granola or chopped nuts. If you're watching your calories, go easy on the granola, since it can be calorie-dense, and make sure it's a low-sugar kind. You can even make your own by toasting oats nuts and a touch of honey in the oven. It's easier than it sounds. For an extra boost, sprinkle in a teaspoon of chia seeds or flax seeds, just like with the oatmeal. If you want a hint of sweetness, a tiny drizzle of honey or a sprinkle of cinnamon does the trick. This parfait is so versatile you can change up the fruit or toppings based on what you have at home. It takes about 5 minutes to put together, and you can even make it the night before and store it in the fridge for a grab-and-go breakfast. One quick tip: if you're lactose intolerant or prefer a plant-based option, you can swap the Greek yogurt for a non-dairy alternative like coconut or almond yogurt. Just check the label to make sure it's not packed with sugar or artificial stuff. This parfait is light but filling, and it's a great way to get protein, healthy fats, and carbs all in one dish. Plus, it feels like you're eating dessert for breakfast, which is always a win in my book. So, we've covered 2 fantastic breakfasts so far: a power oatmeal bowl and a Greek yogurt parfait that are easy to make and packed with the nutrients you need to feel great. But there's more to explore, including a breakfast that's perfect for those mornings when you want something savory instead of sweet. Let's keep the conversation going and dive into the next idea that's going to make your mornings even better. So, you've got 2 fantastic breakfast ideas under your belt: a hearty power oatmeal bowl and a creamy Greek yogurt parfait that's as nutritious as it is delicious. These are great ways to kickstart your morning with energy and feel good about what you're putting into your body. But sometimes, you might wake up craving something a little different, maybe something savory that still checks all the boxes for being healthy, quick, and easy. That's where our next breakfast idea comes in, and I think you're going to love it. It's a simple veggie-packed egg scramble that's perfect for those mornings when you want something warm, satisfying, and full of flavor. Eggs are like a gift for anyone over 60. They're one of the best sources of high-quality protein, which is so important for keeping your muscles strong and helping you stay active. They're also packed with nutrients like choline, which supports brain health, and healthy fats that are good for your heart when eaten in moderation. Plus, eggs are super versatile and cook up in just a few minutes. This veggie scramble is a great way to get protein and sneak in some vegetables first thing in the morning, which is a win for your overall health. Here's how to make it. Start with 2 eggs. You can use 1 whole egg and 1 egg white if you're watching your cholesterol. But talk to your doctor if you're unsure what's best for you. Crack them into a bowl, add a splash of milk or water to make them nice and fluffy, and whisk them up with a fork. Now, let's add some veggies to make this scramble extra nutritious. Grab whatever you have in your fridge. Think diced bell peppers, spinach, mushrooms, or cherry tomatoes. A half cup of chopped veggies is perfect for 1 serving. If you're not a big chopper, you can even buy pre-chopped frozen veggies to save time. Just toss them into a small non-stick pan with a tiny bit of olive oil or cooking spray, and cook them for a couple of minutes until they soften. Once your veggies are starting to look good, pour in your eggs and stir gently over medium heat. The key is to keep stirring so the eggs don't stick and they cook into soft, fluffy curds. This only takes about 2 or 3 minutes, so you're not standing at the stove forever. If you like a little extra flavor, sprinkle in some herbs like parsley or chives, or even a pinch of black pepper. You can also add a small sprinkle of shredded cheese, maybe a tablespoon of cheddar, or feta for a creamy touch, but go easy if you're watching your sodium. When it's done, slide your scramble onto a plate, and you've got a breakfast that's colorful, filling, and so good for you. To round out the meal, pair your scramble with a slice of whole grain toast or half an avocado for some healthy fats. That'll keep you satisfied longer. If you're gluten-free, you can skip the toast and add a side of sliced fruit, like an orange or a few strawberries, for a pop of sweetness. This whole meal comes together in about 10 minutes. And it's a great way to start your day with a balance of protein, veggies, and carbs. If you're cooking for two, just double the recipe and use a slightly bigger pan. And here's a little tip. You can chop your veggies the night before and store them in the fridge. So all you have to do in the morning is cook. Now, let's talk about another breakfast idea that's perfect for those days when you're on the go or just don't feel like cooking. Smoothies are a fantastic option because they're quick, customizable, and a great way to pack a ton of nutrients into one glass. I know smoothies can sometimes seem like something for younger folks or gym goers, but trust me, they're a game changer for seniors, too. A well-made smoothie can give you protein, fiber, and vitamins in a way that's easy to digest, which is especially helpful if your appetite isn't as big as it used to be, or if you have dental issues that make chewing harder. Here's how to make a smoothie that's both healthy and delicious. You'll need a blender, but don't worry if it's not a fancy one. Any basic blender will do. Start with a liquid base, about 3/4 of a cup of unsweetened almond milk, regular milk, or even water if you want to keep it simple. Then, add a small banana or half a cup of frozen berries for natural sweetness and a dose of potassium or antioxidants. Bananas are great for heart health, and berries, as we talked about earlier, are awesome for your brain. Next, toss in a handful of spinach or kale. Don't worry, you won't taste the greens, but they'll give you vitamins A and C, plus some extra fiber. A half cup is plenty to start with. To make sure your smoothie keeps you full, add a source of protein. A scoop of plain or vanilla protein powder works great. Just check that it's low in sugar and doesn't have a bunch of artificial ingredients. If you don't have protein powder, you can use a 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt or even a tablespoon of almond butter for a creamy texture and a protein boost. For a little healthy fat, throw in a 1/4 of an avocado or a teaspoon of chia seeds. Blend it all up for about 30 seconds until it's smooth, and pour it into a glass or a to-go cup if you're heading out the door. If it's too thick, add a bit more liquid. If it's too thin, toss in a couple of ice cubes or more fruit. This smoothie takes 5 minutes to make, and you can sip it while reading the paper or even take it with you if you're off to a morning walk or appointment. One thing to keep in mind, smoothies can be high in sugar if you're not careful. So stick to one small piece of fruit and avoid adding sweeteners like honey or juice. If you're diabetic or watching your carbs, you can skip the banana and use berries instead, since they're lower in sugar. And if you're new to smoothies, start with a smaller portion. About 8 ounces is a good size to see how your body feels. These two ideas, a veggie egg scramble and a nutrient-packed smoothie, give you so much flexibility in the morning. Whether you're in the mood for something warm and savory or cool and quick, you've got options that are easy to make and good for your health. But there's one more breakfast idea I can't wait to share, and it's all about turning a familiar favorite into something that's both comforting and super nutritious. Let's keep going and explore that next. Alright, we've already covered some amazing breakfast ideas that are simple, healthy, and perfect for keeping you energized as you navigate life after 60. From that nutrient-packed power oatmeal bowl to the creamy Greek yogurt parfait, the savory veggie egg scramble, and the quick smoothie you can sip on the go. You've got a great lineup of options to mix up your mornings. But there's one more breakfast idea I'm really excited to share with you. And it's all about taking something you probably already love and making it even better for your health. We're talking about a whole grain breakfast wrap that's versatile, satisfying, and so easy to customize to your taste. Let's dive right in and wrap up our breakfast journey with this delicious idea. Before bringing it all together, whole grain wraps are a fantastic choice because they're a great way to get complex carbs for steady energy, plus a fiber that's so important for your digestion and heart health. They're also super portable, so whether you're eating at home or heading out for the day, this breakfast is easy to enjoy. The key is to fill your wrap with ingredients that give you a balance of protein, healthy fats, and veggies to keep you full and fueled. This isn't just a boring tortilla with some lettuce. This is a flavor-packed meal that feels like a treat but works hard for your body. Here's how to make what I call a morning power wrap. Start with a whole grain or sprouted grain tortilla. Look for one with at least 3 grams of fiber per serving and no added sugars. You can find these in most grocery stores. And some brands even have low-carb or gluten-free options if that's what you need. Warm up your tortilla in a pan or microwave for a few seconds to make it soft and pliable. Then, let's build it up. For protein, you've got lots of choices. A scrambled egg like we talked about earlier works great. Or you can use a couple of slices of cooked turkey bacon or a smear of hummus. For a plant-based option, hummus is awesome because it's got protein and healthy fats, and it adds a creamy texture that makes every bite delicious. Next, pile on the veggies. Add a handful of baby spinach or arugula for a nutrient boost. Those greens are loaded with vitamins A and K, which are great for your eyes and bones. Toss in some sliced avocado for heart-healthy fats and a bit of creaminess, plus a few thin slices of tomato or cucumber for crunch and hydration. If you like a little zing, a sprinkle of feta cheese or a dollop of salsa can add flavor without overloading on sodium. Roll it up tightly and you're good to go. If you want to make it a bit more filling, you can add a small scoop of cooked quinoa or brown rice, but keep the portion small so it's not too heavy. This wrap takes about 5 minutes to put together, especially if you've got your ingredients prepped ahead of time. You can even make a couple the night before, wrap them in foil, and store them in the fridge for a grab-and-go breakfast. If you're watching your carbs, you can swap the tortilla for a large lettuce leaf, like romaine or butter lettuce, for a lighter option. Pair your wrap with a piece of fruit, like an apple or a few berries, and you've got a complete meal that's colorful, satisfying, and so good for you. It's the kind of breakfast that feels like you're treating yourself, but you're actually giving your body exactly what it needs to thrive. Now, let's take a moment to think about how these 5 breakfast ideas can fit into your life. We started with that power oatmeal bowl, loaded with fiber and antioxidants to keep your heart and brain in top shape. Then we have the Greek yogurt parfait, a protein-packed option that's as easy as it is delicious. The veggie egg scramble brought in savory flavors and a dose of protein, and veggies to start your day strong. The smoothie gave you a quick, nutrient-dense option for busy mornings. And now, this whole grain wrap ties it all together with a portable, customizable meal that's perfect for any day of the week. Each of these breakfasts is designed to be simple, affordable, and packed with the nutrients you need to feel your best, whether you're chasing grandkids, enjoying a morning walk, or just savoring a quiet moment at home. The beauty of these ideas is that they're not just about eating healthy, they're about making your mornings something to look forward to. You don't need to be a chef or spend hours in the kitchen to eat well. With a little planning, like chopping veggies or portioning out toppings ahead of time, you can whip up these meals in 10 minutes or less. And the best part? You can mix and match ingredients based on what you love or what's in your pantry. Maybe you add a new fruit to your smoothie or try a different veggie in your wrap. It's all about finding what works for you and makes you feel good. I'd love to hear how these breakfast ideas work out for you. Have you tried any of them yet? Or do you have a favorite morning meal you'd like to share? Drop a comment below and let's keep the conversation going. I am always looking for new ideas to try. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more tips to live your healthiest, happiest life. Your mornings are the start of something beautiful, and I'm so excited to be part of them. Here's to feeling energized, strong, and ready for anything, because you've got this.